Awakened soul, you who read these words now, feel, breathe deeply. This is not a casual encounter. If you feel you never fit in this world, perhaps it's because you were chosen for something greater. Activate the bell, subscribe, and prepare yourself. This message is only for the chosen ones. You were guided here by forces that transcend your current understanding. Forces that know your true name, the one that was whispered to the cosmos before even your first breath on this plane. Chosen one. Yes, you. The one who was marked even in the mother's womb. The one whose light was detected by the shadows before even your physical birth. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the vibration of these words penetrating beyond the conscious mind, reaching the core of your being. Do you feel that subtle tingling in your spine? That is the first language of truth awakening in you. Child of light, you are not here by chance. Your birth was not a cosmic coincidence, but an event planned in the highest spheres of divine consciousness. You carry a vibrational signature that was sealed in your energetic field before even your physical formation. That's why the attacks began so early. That's why the feeling of not belonging has always accompanied you. That's why you felt, from the earliest age, that there was something different about you, something you couldn't even name. The world of shadows identified your luminous frequency, even when you were just a possibility in the maternal womb. And since then, the attempts to annihilate your essence have not ceased. You felt this, didn't you? That persistent sensation that something or someone was always trying to diminish your light, silence your voice, break your spirit. Breathe deeply again. Feel the warmth that now spreads through your chest. This is not a common physical reaction. It is recognition. It is your light body responding to the truth that has always been encoded in your cells. Ancient spirit, you got hurt by life before even understanding its rules. The relationships that wounded you, the opportunities that always seemed to slip through your fingers, the cycles of pain that repeated like a mysterious code in your existence. None of this was random. You are a risk to the structures that feed on fear and unconsciousness. Your mere existence, when fully activated, represents a threat to the hidden systems that depend on darkness to prosper. Feel the pressure in the center of your forehead now. It's your third eye responding to this revelation. You who read these words were hidden, separated, chosen, not rejected as you so often felt, but protected until the right moment. Until now. The symptoms you have been experiencing are not diseases or imbalances. They are signs of your spiritual ascension, physical manifestations of a profound transformation occurring at levels that transcend matter. The unexpected heat that rises through your spinal column is not a physical problem. It is Kundalini energy awakening, opening the energy channels that were asleep during your journey of forgetting. The sudden chills that run through your body when certain truths are revealed are not coincidences. They are energetic confirmations, moments when your physical body registers alignment with cosmic truth. The inexplicable thirst, the sensation that no water from this world is capable of quenching your essence, is not common dehydration. It is your being recognizing that the nourishment you seek is not just physical, but from the primordial source. The chest pressure, that tightness that arises when you allow yourself to feel deeply, is not anxiety as they made you believe. It is your energetic heart expanding, breaking the layers of protection that were necessary during your time of concealment. The sleep alterations, the nights when you wake precisely at 3:33, 4:44 or 5:55, are not insomnia. They are cosmic calls, moments when the veils between dimensions become thinner, allowing subtle instructions to be integrated into your energetic field. The vivid dreams, those that seem more real than waking reality itself, are not mere creations of your mind. They are astral travels, encounters with multidimensional aspects of your being, coded instructions being implanted in your consciousness. The pulsations in different parts of the body, those subtle spasms that arise for no apparent reason, are not neurological failures. They are activations of specific points in your light body, preparation for the complete awakening of your latent capacities. Awakened soul, you are undergoing a transformation that few understand and many fear. You are transitioning from the third to the fifth dimension of consciousness. The third dimension is the realm of duality, where fear is the most valuable currency. It is the plane where you were programmed to feel separated, limited, small before an apparently hostile or indifferent universe. It is where time seems linear, where cause and effect seem distant, where materialism reigns as supreme truth. But you always knew, in the silence of your heart, that there was more, much more. The fifth dimension is the realm of unity, where unconditional love is the natural language. It is the plane where separation is revealed as illusion, where your intuitive capacities flourish effortlessly, where time is recognized as a malleable construct, not an inflexible prison. This transition is not smooth. It couldn't be. You are literally reconfiguring your energetic structure to accommodate higher frequencies of consciousness. Feel now that subtle vibration at the base of your neck. It is activation. Don't resist. The signs of the universe have multiplied around you, haven't they? The numbers that repeat obsessively in your experience, 444, reminding you that the angelic realms are around you, offering invisible but tangible support. 777, signaling that you are on the correct path, aligned with your divine purpose. 9999, announcing the end of cycles that no longer serve your evolution, the synchronicities that defy any logical explanation, encounters that seem orchestrated by a superior intelligence, messages that arrive exactly when needed, answers that arise before the question is completely formulated. Your perception of time has altered. Moments that seem to extend infinitely, days that disappear as if they had never existed. This is not a cognitive failure. It is the beginning of recognizing that time, as you were conditioned to experience it, is just one of infinite possibilities of perceiving reality. Your intuition has flourished, revealing information that could not be accessed by the five physical senses. You have felt a growing call to silence, to moments of contemplation away from the constant noise of a world that fears the encounter with itself. Your energetic sensitivity has intensified. Places that once seemed neutral are now clearly perceived as nutritious or toxic to your energetic field. People whose words say one thing, but whose energies reveal another reality. Detachment has manifested in your life in ways that may seem painful to those who don't understand the process. Relationships that no longer vibrate in resonance with your current frequency naturally dissolve, not from lack of love, but from vibrational incompatibility. Careers that no longer reflect your highest purpose begin to lose meaning. Material possessions that once seemed so important reveal themselves as mere temporary accessories in a much deeper journey. Ancient spirit you are remembering, not learning something new, but recalling who you always were. That sensation of déjà vu that accompanies you is not a glitch in your perception. It is recognition. Parts of you that have already experienced the lessons you now face. You are a spiritual mirror for the world. Your presence, when fully inhabited, reflects to others aspects of themselves that are ready to be recognized and integrated. Your voice, when emanated from your center of truth, carries frequencies that activate dormant codes in those who are prepared to awaken. You are a guide, even if you haven't fully embraced this role yet. Your experiences of pain were not punishments, but necessary initiations to develop the compassion and wisdom you can now offer to others. You are a channel for energies that transcend the understanding of the three-dimensional mind. When you surrender to the flow of your own divinity, you become a conductor for frequencies of healing, inspiration, and transformation. You are a bearer of light, not by merit or achievement, but by essence. This is not a position of superiority over others, but of service. The light you carry is not your property, but a gift that flows through you for the benefit of all consciousness. Chosen one, you have been tested beyond what seemed bearable. The trials you faced were not punishments, but necessary forges to temper the steel of your soul. The relationships that wounded you deeply, were mirrors for aspects of yourself that needed to be recognized, loved, and integrated. The losses that seemed to empty you completely created space for new frequencies to inhabit your energetic field. The betrayals that cut like knives in your heart taught discernment and the value of trusting your own perception above empty words. The diseases that limited your physical body were opportunities to transcend exclusive identification with your material form. The periods of darkness that seemed endless developed your night vision, your capacity to see beyond appearances, to perceive light even in the densest situations. Breathe deeply. Feel this warmth that now expands in concentric waves from your heart. This is not a common sensation. It is activation. Are you feeling now that gentle weight on your shoulders? It is recognition, the mantle of your mission being gently placed upon you, not as a burden, but as an honor. Awakened soul, the veil is falling. The illusions that served as temporary protection are dissolving. The matrix that seemed so solid and immutable reveals itself as a program that can be transcended. The time of hiding is over. The period of silent preparation is coming to an end. You were not placed on this plane to adapt to its limitations, but to expand its possibilities, not to follow maps created by others, but to trace new paths, not to perpetuate systems based on fear, but to embody structures rooted in love. You who read these words, feel now that subtle vibration that runs through your entire body. It is the cellular recognition of truth. Your cells are dancing in resonance with these revelations. The attacks that followed you from the maternal womb were desperate attempts to annihilate your light before you could recognize and fully claim it. The fact that you are here reading these words is proof that these attempts failed. You survived. More than that, you persevered. And now you are awakening. Not to a new state, but to your natural state. Not to a fabricated identity, but to your primordial essence. That subtle buzzing in your ears now are frequencies that are beyond the normal audible spectrum. Sound codes being transmitted directly to your energetic field. Child of light, your DNA is being reactivated. The parts that were turned off, those that scientists call junk DNA because they don't understand their function, are being reconnected. Additional helixes are being formed in the energetic field that surrounds your physical structure. Your pineal gland, calcified by years of exposure to substances that don't belong in the temple of your body, is being gradually decalcified, allowing you to perceive spectrums of reality that remain invisible to those whose third eye still sleeps. Your physical body is being prepared to sustain higher frequencies. The accumulated toxins, both physical and energetic, are being released. This process may manifest as temporary physical symptoms, fatigue, headaches, increased sensitivity to certain foods or environments. Do not fear these manifestations. Do not resist them by medicating them to disappear. Observe them with compassion. They are signs of cleansing, not disease. They are indicators of transformation, not imbalance. Ancient Spirit, you chose to be here at this precise moment of planetary evolution. You offered yourself to be part of this great transition, this quantum leap in collective consciousness. You are not alone in this journey. There are millions like you, scattered across the planet, each awakening at their own pace, each facing their specific challenges, each contributing their unique tone to the cosmic symphony being composed. Some of these soul brothers and sisters you have already met. Others will still cross your path at perfect moments, orchestrated by the infinite intelligence that coordinates the cosmic dance. The soul family you have been seeking, those connections that transcend blood bonds, that resonate at frequencies your heart instantly recognizes, is gathering. The magnetic fields are being aligned to facilitate these sacred encounters. You who read these words, feel now this expansion in your chest. It is your energetic heart opening even more, preparing for new connections, new levels of communion. The world you knew is undergoing profound transformations. Structures that seemed unshakable are being exposed in their fragile foundations. Systems that depended on collective unconsciousness are being revealed in their true nature. Do not fear this collapse. It is necessary. What is built on illusion must fall so that what is true can emerge. What is sustained by fear must dissolve so that what is nourished by love can flourish. Your task is not to fight against what is dying, but to nurture what is being born. Not to attack what is decomposing, but to cultivate what is germinating. Not to lament what is leaving, but to celebrate what is arriving. Chosen One, this message found you because the moment has come to remember, to fully awaken to your mission. To claim your innate power. Not power as defined by the domination systems of this world, power over others, but true power, the capacity to remain centered in your truth, connected to the infinite source, independent of external circumstances. This is the power that shadows fear. This is the frequency that threatens the hidden systems. You carry light codes that, when activated, inspire others to question limitations they accepted as reality. You emanate a frequency that catalyzes transformation in all who are ready to evolve. You are in essence a cosmic disruptor, not by your external actions, although these are also important, but primarily by your presence, by the energetic field you generate around yourself when you are fully present, fully conscious, fully expressed. Awakened soul, allow yourself to feel now this sensation of infinite expansion, as if your being were extending beyond the limits of your skin, touching the stars, embracing galaxies. This is not imagination. It is recognition of your true multidimensional nature. You are not just this body. You are not just this personality. You are not just this life. You are an individualized expression of infinite consciousness, exploring the experience of form, dancing in the realm of matter, but never completely contained by its apparent limitations. You exist simultaneously in multiple dimensions, learning, creating, evolving in each of them. The life you perceive as your current reality is just one facet of your multidimensional being. When you dream, when you meditate deeply, when you enter expanded states of consciousness, you are accessing aspects of yourself that exist beyond the veil of three-dimensional perception. Child of light, linear time is a useful construction for experience on this plane, but it is not an absolute truth. Past, present, and future coexist in an eternal now. The past versions of you are still living their experiences. The future versions of you already exist in potential. When you heal aspects of your past, you are altering not just your perception of these events, but the very vibration of these moments in the quantum field. When you align with higher versions of your future, you are magnetizing these realities to your present experience. This understanding frees you from the tyranny of linear time. You are not trapped in an inflexible progression of moments, but exist in a field of infinite possibilities, constantly shaped by your consciousness, your choices, your beliefs. The synchronicities that have multiplied in your experience are confirmations of this principle in action. They are not coincidences, but manifestations of the interconnected nature of reality, revelations of the patterns of meaning that underlie apparent chaos. You who read these words, feel now this crystalline clarity that emerges in your mind. It is the dissolution of limiting programmings, the removal of perceptual filters that clouded your vision. Ancient spirit, you are remembering how to create consciously, not through effort and struggle, but through alignment and surrender. Not by manipulating external reality, but by transforming your internal state. When you change the frequency of your energetic field, you automatically change what can resonate and manifest in your experience. This is the true law of attraction, not a trick to get material possessions, but a cosmic principle of resonance and manifestation. Your mission on this plane is much deeper than achieving success as defined by society's standards. It is more sacred than accumulating wealth, fame, or power. It is more essential than leaving a mark on structures that are ultimately temporary. Your mission is to embody a frequency of consciousness that this planet and its inhabitants desperately need to experience. It is to anchor energies that facilitate the great transition this world is undergoing. It is to keep your heart open in times of fear, your mind clear in times of confusion, your truth intact in times of illusion. You are a beacon in times of spiritual fog, a living reminder of greater possibilities, a portal through which higher frequencies can access this plane. Awakened soul, the challenges you face now, both personal and collective, are not punishments, but opportunities. Each difficulty carries within it the potential for a corresponding expansion of consciousness, an equivalent deepening of wisdom. The darkness that seems to intensify around you is not a sign of failure, but a natural response to the growing light you emanate. Shadows appear more pronounced when light becomes brighter. This principle applies both internally and externally. The parts of yourself you have denied, suppressed, or rejected, your own shadow aspects, are emerging to be recognized, loved, and integrated. The collective aspects of humanity that were pushed into the unconscious are arising for transformation and healing. Do not fear this process. Do not resist it. It is an integral part of the great alchemy that is occurring, the transmutation of lead into gold, the transformation of dense matter into conscious light. Chosen one, you were prepared for this moment. Every challenge you faced strengthened spiritual muscles that are now necessary. Every wound you carried developed a sensitivity that now serves a greater purpose. Every loss you suffered created space for deeper understanding. You are not a victim of your circumstances, but a co-creator of your reality. You are not a passive product of external forces, but an active participant in the cosmic dance. This understanding carries with it a sacred responsibility, the responsibility to choose consciously, to create intentionally, to live deliberately. Ancient spirit, you possess internal resources that have not yet been fully activated, latent abilities that are gradually awakening as your consciousness expands, ancestral wisdom encoded in your energetic field, awaiting recognition. Your intuition is not a vague, mystical phenomenon, but a refined sensory system capable of perceiving information beyond the limited spectrum of your 5 physical senses. Your empathic capacity is not a fragility to be protected, but a powerful tool for navigating complex energetic fields. Your dreams are not mere byproducts of brain processing, but portals to dimensions of reality beyond the 3-dimensional matrix. Your imagination is not an escape from reality, but an instrument for exploring potentials not yet manifested. You who read these words, feel now this subtle alignment occurring along your spinal column. It is the activation of your higher energetic centers, the opening of channels for expanded perception. Child of light, the veil between worlds is becoming increasingly thin. The apparent separation between the physical and non-physical, the visible and invisible, the manifest and unmanifest, is dissolving. You may have noticed signs of this phenomenon, peripheral glimpses of beings or lights not completely physical, sounds or voices that seem to come from nowhere, sensations of presence that cannot be logically explained, moments of clarity or understanding that transcend acquired knowledge. These are not signs of mental imbalance, as a society disconnected from its spiritual roots might suggest. They are indications that your perception is expanding to include aspects of reality that always existed, but remained beyond your perceptual spectrum. The children who are incarnating now, those some call crystal, indigo, rainbow, or star, are born with this expanded perception as their natural state. They don't need to relearn what you are remembering. They come with these channels already open. This is one of the reasons why many of these children face challenges in traditional educational systems, which were designed for a much more limited and linear consciousness. They are tuned to frequencies that transcend the paradigms these systems perpetuate. If you are a parent or caregiver of one of these children, understand that your task is not to mold them to fit a world in transition, but to protect their natural perception while helping them navigate an environment that is not yet fully aligned with their frequency. Awakened soul, you're in the process of remembering how to live according to higher natural laws, not the artificial laws created to control and limit, but the cosmic principles that govern conscious evolution. The law of unity. Everything is interconnected in a unified field of consciousness. What affects one part affects the whole. Separation is a useful illusion for certain experiences, but not a fundamental truth. The law of resonance. You attract experiences that correspond to the frequency of your energetic field. By changing your internal vibration, you automatically alter what can resonate in your external reality. The law of correspondence. As above, so below, as within, so without. Patterns repeat at different scales and dimensions. Your external world reflects your internal state. The law of rhythm. Everything flows in natural cycles of expansion and contraction, activity and rest, manifestation and dissolution. Resisting these rhythms creates suffering. Flowing with them generates harmony. The law of cause and effect. Every action generates corresponding consequences, not as punishment or reward, but as natural result of energies in movement. This law operates beyond linear time, transcending limited understanding of causality. You who read these words, feel now this expansion in your field of consciousness, as if previously invisible horizons were revealing themselves. It is the awakening of your multidimensional perception. Chosen one, you are in the process of integrating aspects of yourself that were fragmented by traumatic experiences. Both in this life and in other expressions of your soul, this integration is essential for you to fully embody your potential and fulfill your mission. The shadows that emerge in your consciousness, fears, insecurities, self-destructive patterns, are not enemies to be fought or suppressed, but wounded parts of yourself crying out for recognition, acceptance, and love. When you meet these shadows with compassion instead of judgment, with curiosity instead of fear, with presence instead of avoidance, a profound alchemy occurs. The energy that was trapped in these unintegrated parts becomes available for your conscious expression. This process is not linear but spiral. You will revisit certain themes at increasingly deeper levels, unraveling layers of conditioning, revealing increasingly subtle aspects of your internal structures. Do not be discouraged when patterns you thought you had transcended reappear in your experience. This does not mean regression, but opportunity for deeper integration, more refined understanding, more complete transmutation. Ancient Spirit, the path ahead will not be free of challenges. The awakening journey does not promise constant comfort or perpetual ease. It promises authenticity, purpose, connection, and ultimately a freedom that transcends external circumstances. There will be moments when you feel alone in this journey. Moments when those who are not awakening to similar frequencies will not understand your choices, your perceptions, your priorities. Moments when institutions based on previous paradigms will seem to actively oppose the light you embody. In these moments, remember, you are never truly alone. There are millions like you, each carrying a piece of this great cosmic puzzle. There are beings of expanded consciousness, some incarnated, others not, offering constant support, though often invisible. And more fundamentally, you are always connected to the infinite source, to the divine intelligence that permeates all existence. This connection can never be truly cut, only temporarily forgotten. Awakened soul, you are on the threshold of possibilities that transcend the understanding of your conditioned mind. Experiences that once seemed mystical, reserved only for exceptional beings, will become a natural part of your reality as your consciousness continues to expand. The capacity to perceive energetic fields around people, places, and objects, the ability to communicate telepathically with other conscious beings, the faculty to access Akashic records, the informational field that contains all experiences in all times, the power to heal through conscious intention, channeling energies that rebalance unbalanced systems, the aptitude to manifest directly from the quantum field with increasing speed and precision. These are not escapist fantasies or supernatural powers. They are natural expressions of your multidimensional being, innate capacities that were temporarily dormant during the period of collective forgetting. You who read these words, feel now this subtle vibration throughout your body. Like cells dancing in recognition, It is the remembrance of who you really are. Child of light, by awakening to your true potential, you serve as a catalyst for the awakening of others. Your presence, when fully inhabited, when not diluted by fear or the need for approval, creates a morphogenetic field that facilitates transformation in all who are ready. You don't need to preach or convert. You don't need to impose your understanding or force others to see what you see. Simply by being authentically you, expressing your truth, living your values, embodying your light, you create ripples in the field of collective consciousness. Those who are ready will be naturally attracted to your frequency. Those who are not yet ready may feel uncomfortable, confused, or even hostile in the presence of a vibration that challenges their perceived limitations. Honor where each being is in their own unique journey. Not all will awaken at the same pace or in the same way. Not all chose the same lessons or challenges for this expression of life. Chosen one, you are here to contribute to the elevation of planetary consciousness. Not alone, but as part of a vast web of awakened beings, each bringing their unique gifts, their specific perspectives, their individualized expressions of the same light. Together, you are creating a new paradigm, not through force or imposition, but through living demonstration of expanded possibilities. Not by attacking what is dying, but by nurturing what is being born. Not by resisting the old, but by embodying the new. This process is not instantaneous, but is already well advanced. The seeds have been planted. The sprouts are emerging. The transformation that seemed impossible just a few decades ago is becoming inevitable. You are both witness and participant in this great transition, both observer and co-creator of this evolutionary leap in human consciousness. Awakened soul, as you continue on your awakening journey, allow these words to resonate in your heart as a reminder of your true nature, your divine purpose, your unlimited potential. You are not a cosmic accident, but an intentional expression of infinite consciousness. You are not a pawn in a meaningless game, but a vital player in conscious evolution. You are not defined by your wounds, but by the truths they revealed. You are not limited by your past, but liberated by recognition of your eternal present. You are not alone in this journey, but deeply connected to a spiritual family that transcends time and space. Ancient spirit, you were marked in the womb not as a curse, but as a blessing. Not as a sentence, but as recognition. Not as a limitation, but as a reminder of your sacred mission. The attacks that tried to annihilate your light only served to strengthen it. The wounds that seemed to diminish you only expanded your capacity for compassion and understanding. The rejections that seemed to confirm your inadequacy were, in truth, confirmations that you didn't belong to systems based on illusion. You are a risk to darkness, not because you fight against it, but because you simply shine. Not because you hate it, but because you love it enough to help it transform. Not because you fear it, but because you recognize its purpose in the great cosmic dance. You who read these words, feel now this infinite expansion in your chest, as if your heart were becoming large enough to embrace universes. It is the recognition of your true nature as conscious love. Chosen one, the veil has fallen. The time of hiding is over. The moment to fully claim your light, your voice, your presence has arrived, not from vanity or spiritual pride, but from cosmic necessity. Not to elevate yourself above others, but to help elevate the whole. Not to separate yourself from the world, but to transform it through your conscious participation. You were chosen, not because you are more special or more deserving than others, but because you offered yourself, because you agreed before your incarnation to carry this frequency, anchor this light, remember in times of collective forgetting. And now, you are remembering. Now, you are awakening. Now, you are becoming who you always were, child of light. Your transformation has already begun. It is not something you need to initiate, but something you need to allow. It is not an achievement to be reached, but a recognition to be embraced. It is not a struggle to be won, but a surrender to be lived. Breathe deeply. Feel the truth of these words, not in your mind, but in every cell of your body, in every facet of your being. You are one of the chosen. You carry the mark of light. You are an integral part of the great transformation occurring on this planet at this precise moment. If these words awakened something deep in you, if you felt resonance beyond mental understanding, if something in your being recognized the truth that transcends language, know that it was not coincidence. This message found you because it was time to remember, to awaken more fully, to recognize your participation in this great cosmic symphony. Share your experience. Comment the numbers 444, 777 or 999 if these have appeared in your life as confirmations of your awakening. Write what you felt during this reading, the physical sensations, emotions, revelations. Leave a word of light. I awakened. I am light. I am chosen. I am ready, as affirmation of your recognition. And if your heart guides you, share this message with someone you intuitively feel is awakening, someone who may be experiencing the same symptoms, facing the same challenges, seeking the same answers. Not by chance, but by divine design, you found these words. Not by coincidence, but by cosmic alignment, these revelations found their way to your consciousness. Awakening is both individual and collective. Your light does not shine alone, but as part of a growing constellation that illuminates the path to a new era of expanded consciousness. Chosen one, you are loved beyond your current understanding. You are guided beyond your present perception. You are supported beyond your momentary recognition. And now you are remembering, and now you are awakening, and now you are becoming. The transformation has already begun, and you are an integral part of it. I am you. Recognizing yourself. I am you, remembering your light. I am you, awakening to your truth. I am you, and you have always been I am. May these words find fertile soil in your heart. May these frequencies activate what has always been within you. May this recognition flourish into full expression of your incarnated divinity. So it is. So it always was. So it always will.